Flipside channel. It's the Wednesday night comic book presser. Thank you for hitting that like button. Good evening. Thank you all for being here. Oh, there I am. How y'all doing? Thank you for joining us for the wonderful Wednesday night edition of the Comic Book Presser. And I want to thank everybody for joining us in the live chat this evening. And I do want to say that, again, I greatly appreciate you all joining us live, especially because I'm going over books that came out already. Sometimes that may be frowned upon, but if I did the minimum, I'd be ultra minimum. But I am Ultra Maximus. And testing out this new microphone here. So let's see how this works out tonight. I hope you guys can hear me well. I hope the chat can hear me well. And yeah, so let's kick this thing off and let's get into this. Hope you all had a good new comic book day, because I did. But let's see, what do we have in store? So, as you guys know, I am the one and only Ultra Maximus. Please be sure to give me a like and a subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to my own channel. And I'll again, Ultra Space Maximus would be appreciated. But again, we are here for the Wednesday night presser. So let's get into these new releases. And on these new releases, I like to start things off with the Book of the Week mention. This is going to be my honorable mention, and I'll tell you why it's the honorable mention a little bit later in the program. But the Book of the Week, however, is this one. And you'll know why. And we're going to talk about this one a little bit further. And let's see. What does the presser have in store for you this evening? Well, first off, DC goes first because they don't come out on Wednesdays anymore because they want to be the bad boys coming out on Tuesday. So let's take a look at what DC dropped this week. So first up, we've got Batwoman. Oh, I'm sorry. That would be their Batflag name, but this is Batman Catwoman 2 of 12, cover A. There's your Clayman cover, and then your cover B, which is your Jim Lee and Scott Williams cover, and then of course Jim Lee is always delivering, especially Scott Williams as well. And then you got your cover C, which is your Travis Charest variant. Next up is Deceased Dead Planet 7 of 7, cover A, David Finch. And then you had your cover B, which is your Francesco Mattina cardstock variant of a wonderful almost zombified, yeah. This one I like a little bit more. This one's the movie homage variant. But this is by Ben Oliver, cardstock variant, of course. And then we get more deep into the DC Future State lineup. And the Future State offering, first up this week, we have is Catwoman #1 with its cover A by Liam Sharp. And then we had its cardstock variant by Stanley Art Germ Lau. It's a good looking cover, in my opinion. Next up, we've got Future State Immortal Wonder Woman #1 of 2, Bartel on the A cover. So she's not on the variant. And then we had, of course, we had a Peach Momoko out on the cardstock variant for this release. And then this release also had a little something in it and relates back to Gotham Academy. So interesting stuff there. The Future State Nightwing #1. Here's your cover A. And then next up, of course, is your cardstock variant. Future State Shazam. Cover A. Cover B. This one I did like. I think Perel did an excellent job on this one, basically showing transformations from Lightning to Shazam. And then this is one that I have not read yet, but I will be looking forward to, and that is the Future State Superman Worlds of War #1. And let's see here. Oh, yeah, of course. The B cover doesn't disappoint either. So here you have your B, which is your Ricardo Federici. cardstock variant. The next Batman, number 2 of a 4-issue miniseries, and this is your cover A and your cover B by Matina. And then you got a cover C, Doug Brathwaite. All of them excellent. Legion of Superheroes number 12, cover A by Ryan Sook. Legion of Superheroes number 12, cover B, Matt Taylor. The Looney Tunes, issue number 258. Rorschach, number 4. And there's your cover A. And your cover B. Woo! All right, so that wrapped up the DC releases. Just want to check on you guys here real quick in the chat, see what's going on over there. And this is the comment I like to see. Brathwaite was the best. I do agree with you on that one, sir. So let's take a look and see what you think of these independent releases out this week. Kicking it off with American Ronin number 4. Archie Jumbo Comics Digest number 316. Belle Dead of Winter one-shot, and this is your cover A. Your cover B. And your cover C. Betty and Veronica Jumbo Digest number 290. Bite-sized number 2. Cave Woman double feature one-shot cover A. Cover D. Did I get these mixed up? I might have. Oh no, I think this is just how they are. This one is the cover E. Cover G. Courier Liberty or Death. Liberty and Death, I'm sorry. Not Liberty or Death. Liberty and Death. Cover A. And there's your cover B. Cutting Edge, Devil's Mirror, number 1 of 2. And there's your B cover. These are very interesting. I want to see one in hand to see if that's actually a leather-bound looking cover. But this is Darkwing number 2 of 10 by Heavy Metal Elements. Fish Kill number 3 of 4. Gung Ho Sexy Beast number 1. So this one had quite a few variants. Here's your cover B. Here is your cover C. Here is your cover D. Here's your cover A 1 in 10 variant. So here's your 1 in 10 incentive. Your 1 in 20 negative. The 1 in 30. And I believe that's the highest incentive. Still a lot of books for that one there. Hollywood Trash, number 4 of 5. I Breathed a Body, number 1. Here's your cover A. It Eats What Feeds It, number 3, second printing from Scout Comics. Legacy of Mandrake, the Magician, number 4 of 4. Life is Strange, Partners in Time, number 4, cover A. Cover B. And cover C. Thank you, Red Hood. I really, really appreciate that, my brother. Hope all is well. All right, then we've got this one, Miskatonic, number 3. All right, Rick and Morty Ever After, number 4. And this one did not have an incentive variant, but it did have a B cover. Has Rick and Morty died down? Does Rick and Morty still have the selling power it once had? I mean, honestly, they still do have multiple books, so it's not like not like they're doing one comic. But we have Robin Hood, Iron Maiden, number 1 of 2. There's your cover A by Salazar. And then here is your cover B. And then your cover C. And then another one of these heavy metal elements. This one's Savage Circus number 2. Terminal Punks number 3. Now we're getting into some goods. This is Van Helsing's legacy number, and they're resorting to some legacy numbering on this independent title. And this is issue number 50's cover A. Then you got cover B. Then you got one that I actually like. This is cover C. There's your cover D. Still really, really cool. These are all really cool covers, I think. And then your cover E. Then you got your cover F, your blank variant. And then we've got We Live number 4. And then Yasmin number 2 of 6 getting a second print. And Yasmin number 6 of 6 getting a first print. Hitting shelves. And then Zorro, Galleon of Dead. Number 3's cover A and cover B. All right, now we're going to check out the boom orders next up. And George, thank you. So this is interesting news right here. Possible color rubber printer damage on Afra 7, 1 in 25. And, you know, it's Marvel, so anything's possible. And I definitely want to say that if you can find a copy and you're first to market with it being graded right now, do it. Get that thing graded for sure. And we'll see. So let's take a look at what Boom's got to offer this week, because they had some books too, you know. So we've got Abbott 1973 number 1. There's your cover A, your cover B, and this is your 25 copy Jenny Frisian incentive. So a lot of Frisian people might have missed this one, but this one is in stores. I don't know if my drunken sharks from the other channel are watching this show right now, but if you are, you guys probably have a little bit of an advantage. Maybe you have an eBay up. The Expanse number 2 of 4. There's your cover A, and I'm trying to get into the show a little bit more, honestly, because I think it's a good show, but it's a little slow, and I don't have a lot of time these days. But Expanse number 2. And then Expanse had a 10 copy incentive, as well as a 25 copy black and white variant of that incentive. Now, Once in Future number 10 had a second printing, and I did not see the cover of it before I went live. Once in Future number 15's cover A did hit, and then of course Once in Future had a 10 copy variant, but they also had a 1 in 25 copy that I did not see before I went live. So my apologies to all of my all the people watching right now who are hoping to see that artwork. I was not able to locate it before going live this evening. So, but moving through the list, we got a couple of more things. Now, this is a very interesting book because Power Rangers number 3, we got cover A, and then like Mighty Morphin last week, we've got a cover B, and then there's a blank sketch. But I do believe this blank sketch is actually pink. I just have not been able to, like with the other Boom product, be able to find a picture of it before going live. But we've got the 10 copy variant which is basically the Virgin incentive of cover A. And then of course you've got your cover B 15 copy incentive. And then you Momoko chasers, here you go. There was a 50 copy Momoko incentive variant of the Yellow Ranger. And that was actually the highest offering according to the Diamond list. So I can't tell you if there's something that I'm missing there, but if I am missing something, leave me a comment below. Let me know that I missed it, and I'll be happy to make amends somehow, some way. Now, next up on the new releases is the Dark Horse group. And in the Dark Horse, Barbalian Red Planet 3 of issue 5. Here's your cover A. There's your cover B. Crimson Flower, number 104. And this is your FOC variant. So 3 weeks ago, you had to let Dark Horse know that you wanted this book, and they probably did a limited release on it. So if you do see it on your shelves tomorrow, it may be a good grab. I don't know the story quality of Crimson Flower to warrant that, but there, like I said, it may be a good grab. Here's your cover A for Crimson Flower. Here's your cover B by Christian. It's not Christian Ward. It's a different Ward. And then You Look Like Death Tales Umbrella Academy, number 5 of 6. There is your cover AG. Yes, and notice these are very weird. You Look Like Death Tales Umbrella Academy, number 5, cover BC. And then the last one they call cover CA. Very weird. I don't ask the questions. I just show you what they did. Dynamite. And we've got a George R.R. Martin, A Clash of Kings, number 10. There's your cover A. Here's your cover B. Then you got your 10-copy Virgin incentive. And then your cover B. Reuben. Then your 25-copy Virgin. This was a very tempting one on the shelf today, I tell you. I did see it on the shelf, and I did resist to pick it up, but I did put it back. But this is your Red Sonja, Price of Blood, number 2, your cover A. And, of course, we're into the Dynamite, guys, so you know there's going to be a ton of covers, right? Here's your cover B. There's your cover C. I actually like cover D. More comic booky than the other ones, I think. And then, of course, you got your cover E, which is your cosplay variant. And then we've got Price of Blood number 2, 10-copy golden black and white incentive. Your Sidum black and white variant. And then your Giovanni black and white incentive. And then, of course, your 20-copy cosplay incentive. And then your 21-copy Linzer Virgin FOC variant. And then you have your 25-copy Virgin incentive. And then you have your 30-copy Linzer black and white incentive. And then you have your 35-copy Sidum black and white Virgin FOC incentive. And then you have your IDW books up next. So let me just check in with you guys over there in the chat, because it's an awful lot of Dynamite books. I know, man. That's plenty of stuff right here. And just going back to this real quick, in time we will see any doctor after 6, 125 hit 9.8. Yeah, I'm sure there's probably some in grading right now, man. And I still think that this is probably good advice, especially when they're available, but it all depends on what the investment was. So right now, this book, and I'm going to talk about it later, and we'll chat about it. So I'll be picking up. Hey, Spidey Hunter, what's up, my man? Thank you for joining us here live tonight, guys. I really do appreciate it. And then I'm sure one on the census. Well, we'll have to check that out sometime. But let's check out the IDW releases. And then we get into the goods of the show, because you guys stick around for the meat and potatoes, right? And right now I'm giving you the veggies first. So Star Trek Voyager 7's Reckoning number 3, we got a cover A. You got your cover B, which is your photo variant. And then I actually really, really like these in this run. These have actually been pretty cool looking incentive variants. But here's your 1 in 10 retail incentive cover. TMNT Best of Leonardo number 3. TMNT Jenica 2 number 3. And then I had a hard time finding the incentive variant for this one. So not really sure what that one's doing. But this one right here is a very interesting book. And it's almost as if they made cover A and cover B really, really awesome to get you to buy a lot of the books. Because this one right here is your retail incentive, and I don't think it's honestly going to do anything for it. But it is rare, and, I collect rare IDW books myself, so I sometimes know that this one will wind up in collections and probably vanish, but is it really going to be one that long-term hold? I don't know. Not trying to knock anybody for picking it up, though. Transformers number 27, and this is your cover A by Livio Ramondelli of the Kill Lock fame. And I highly recommend you guys go and check out that Kill Lock book. And then here's your cover B, and then here's your 1 in 10 incentive. Image. Now, Image had a very interesting book release. So here's your Philadelphia cover A, but you know what? The hot one. Just like that Jeff Scott Campbell back in issue number 10. And I'm going to show my face for this one here real quick because, guys, this one right here, I really think you McFarlane chasers probably going to be looking for this one as well. So I know I'll be looking for it if I get a chance to get to go around going back to the shops again in the next couple of days. But I tell you, this right here is a pretty cool looking book. And I think a lot of people, like I said, a lot of McFarlane chasers who don't normally, pick up books right now because they know he doesn't do a ton, might have missed this one. So they're probably going to be looking for it too. And then, of course, did you know Bill Sienkiewicz did a cover too? He did the cover C. So you've got a cover B and a cover C on Philadelphia from big time artist. Rain Like Hammers, number 1. Scumbag number 4. And there's your cover A. And there's your 10 copy incentive variant. I tell you, it is something else. That book's something else. And coming up on the final issue arc, we are in the middle of the final issue arc. 7 to Eternity, number 16. Now I'm holding off, and I'm going to read 1 through 16, and I'm going to cover it when I possibly can next. 7 to Eternity, number 16, cover B, and then the 7 to Eternity, number 16, cover C, 1 in 10. And according to my LCS, they don't sell through their 10 copies, so I'm worried about that because I think it's going to be one of those situations where later issues might be a little low. Stillwater by Zdarsky and Perez, number 5. And for you Walking Dead lovers in color, here you go. Here's your cover A. There's your cover B. There's your cover C. And then now we're getting into the big boy. Okay, so everybody, this is what you want to see, right? You want to see the big stuff. So let me just check here real quick. Philadelphia has been scoring major artists for variants, and they have, especially 10 and 12. Those are the ones to look out for if you guys are going to go sorting through back issue bins, because those are going to be the ones that people have, the desire for. I'm glad to see you love the McFarlane as well. And Rob's Comics, thanks for joining us live, man. You got the Turtles, all 3 covers. Cool. I'm glad you got all 3, man. And you know what? And this is why you got the Abbott Frisian, but you missed the Afra, huh? Well, man, you can't win them all. You cannot win them all. You can try your hardest. That's actually hilarious. Shout out to Eric Hurd, logo extraordinaire, Hurd S. Eric over on IG. Y'all go over there and give him a follow when you can. And so here we go, guys. You guys know I'm a Marvel guy. I read a ton of Marvel books, even though I'm a Transformers fan. So this was an interesting read. I read a bunch of books today. I didn't read as many as I wanted to because, of course, dad duties got in the way. But Avengers number 41 was an interesting book. And cover A right here should tell you a little bit of something about what's going on inside of it. Of course, cover B, connecting variant. And then you got your U, Marvel versus Alien variant. Which, again, heavy on the Black Panther. And then we had a design variant. And this design variant, of course, also features Black Panther. Phoenix Nighthawk, which was, I thought, awesome. And I didn't get the slide in time. I didn't get it together. But this version of Nighthawk is from Squadron Supreme number. I'll follow up with a spec matrix in the future. This one was also a book I had to do a speed read on at the store to make sure something wasn't up, because here we had a Black Cat number 2. This is your King in Black variant. Here's your A cover, which was cleared off the shelf, and then the Momoko Marvel vs. Alien variant. And then you had your 1 in 25 variant and your 1 in 50 Adam Hughes variant. Cable number 7, Phil Noto knocking it out the park. And this book, I love this book. This one, you guys probably know I'm not so much a fan of this one. Plenty of them on the shelves to go around, but of course, everybody going after the rare one with perceived rarity. They went right for the Daredevil 25-second print. There's your design ratio. A couple of store variants that we're going to make sure that there is probably ample enough copies to go around of that one. Iron Fist Heart of the Dragon number 1. So we get another Iron Fist miniseries. And then here's your Aja variant. Your Marvel vs. Alien variant. Your 1 in 25 variant, I believe. And then this is your 1 in 50. Now we come to probably the big crossover book that Marvel's put out so far this year. And of course, we're only 20 days in, so give them time. They'll try to outdo themselves next month. King in Black number 3 with its many different covers. But the one cover that everybody was trying to find out what it was not this one here with the alien. However, it was here, this one with this alien. And this was the spoiler variant where it shows Null versus Thor happening in this book. And of course, Null had been sidelined by Donny Cates in Thor, making us kind of think that maybe the possibility of Null being Donald Blake. So I guess we're going to get resolution of what's going on with the Donald Blake story here soon. And then he will speed his way over. And then we've got King in Black number 3s with the U connecting variant, which is honestly, it's Laniel Francis Yu does some really good books. Got a couple of really cool variants out there. And in fact, he did the first Maniac variant for a store. But anyway, King in Black number 3, got this Dragon variant. And then this was probably the big one, the Stegman Virgin Sketch variant. So if you were fortunate enough to find this one at a reasonable price at your store, probably a good pick. Maestro War and Pax number 1. And then here is your McGinnis variant. Your Stegman variant. And then this one was the one that was the spoiler variant. And I guess it's a spoiler because it shows Doctor Doom on the cover, and they weren't trying to spoil that Doctor Doom's in it. However, Maestro War and Pax number 1 also had a Bennett variant, and then of course it had this Hidden Gem variant. Man, I remember that panel. I remember that panel in the book. That's way back. Another big book this week, of course, Star Wars Dr. Aphra number 7. Now, I did not get a read on this one. However, I did check out the sales prices for this one out the gate. I mean, is it FOMO or is it actual just people, is there actually that many people chasing this book that it's selling for the amounts that it is? Because it's wild. But the Frisian variant, just because the Jenny Frisian artist chasers, and coming hot off the Bartel variant from issue number 7, or I'm sorry, issue number 6. Issue number 7 was a good seller, so that's why it was the book of the week this week. This one right here, also not a bad pick. I mean, second print variant, Mr. E, symbiote variant cover. As we know, symbiotes are hot right now. X-Force number 16. And then X-Force number 16 had its Marvel vs. Alien variant. All right. So, guys, we made it through that first portion. So you have seen all of the sick releases that came out this week. And there's a ton. So, I just want to see what's going on over in the chat real quick before we move on to the next segment. But let's see here. Ours very 30 Days of Nightish on that McFarlane. Yes, I see that very much so too. So good call on that one for sure. And see what else we got going on here. Silver Surfer Black. Yeah, we're going to get into that. I always wondered if the cover depicts what is in the book. how it is a spoiler variant. Isn't that what a cover technically is supposed to do? I guess they were trying to keep it out of the solicits. They weren't trying to let people know actually what was going on in the solicit itself. So, who knows? It may very well be. So, first appearance of Dr. Aphra is High Republic mentions in 6 and 7. Can't confirm. I haven't read them yet either. But I'm going to read it too. And we have James here saying Star Wars people are just being irrational on the FOMO spec. But I do think this has a little bit to do with it. Hot artist title plus minor first plus FOMO. That's true. Well, the King of Black spoilers have depicted what happens inside. All 3 covers may not be the actual interior art. That's what take place. And you know what? That's true. That's true. So, hey, Red Rick, thanks, man. And really thank you for enjoying this new video series. Please be sure to, like it and give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment, man. And we've got Red Hood comic talk about Venom is the King in Black. And, we're going to see it. I think we're going to see it because solicits spoil. Yeah, that Venom 2, exactly. Solicits do spoil. Venom on the throne. So there's a lot of stuff going on in there, guys. But you know what? There's a lot of stuff going on here as well. So let's take a look. This week's recommended reads. Did you read that? Whoa. See, I'm messing up my own lines. I gotta start that one over. This week's recommended reads that you read. Did you read that last part right? Or should we read it again? So, now that I can properly intro, and if I haven't spoiled you already, you're going to get deep spoilers in here. So, if you do not want to be spoiled, I'm saddened to see you go, but come back around. You're gonna see some stuff. So, as you guys know, Cable kind of is really popular with Hope because, he saved her as a baby and then raised her in the future. But this version of Cable is also up to the same kind of heroics. And here we have some sick people who like to carve X's in their heads, taking mutant babies hostage. And we got Phoenix hanging out outside the window, and Cable walks up, and he's telling him to drop it. And then wait, don't drop it. I see you're holding a bunch of babies. And Cable, crack shot. So Cable takes, basically, he wounds them all. 4 of them, right? No, actually, no. He kills one of them because Rachel says it later on, and only 4 of them survived with wounds. So that's hilarious. Rachel basically just doing her levitation thing. But this is the big spoiler reveal, and I was wondering where it was myself. Where was Strife? Last we saw Strife and this Cable. This is not their first interaction. Their first interaction actually takes place in the X-Force right before House of X. So go back and read that. I think it's a 10 or 11 issue 10 issue series, I guess you could say. Marvel does series now. Everything's a mini series. But the fact that he sees who's behind it and this guy kills himself. Oh yeah, this is what happens. This guy he does the Hydra method, takes a little cyanide pill. And Rachel does not see into Cable's mind, or does she? But anyway, police are there. They save the babies. And then next we see, Rachel, talking to Cable, and Cable, punching the walls, and his dad yelling at him and stuff like that. But then Sage is getting a letter to Beast about why they should be cautious about showing Cable the future. And Cable decides to take things into his own hands, of course. He rushes away from dinner, and he heads off, goes running around with Domino. And Domino, he even asked her, he's like, is it going to be weird? She's like, hell yeah, it's going to be weird, but it's going to be fun. So I love seeing this. And Phil Noto doing interiors, just absolutely killing it. Now, the one everybody wants to see. And honestly, I like the cover A. I do like the cover A just because, of course, we all knew it was a symbiote. I looked at it. I was like, is that a symbiote on her? So we open up this issue and we see that Doctor Strange is trapped inside of that black bubble on top of the Chrysler building. And, Felicia's like, do you guys know the kind of people that I've robbed this week? She brags about all the different people that she's robbed, including Tony Stark, which we saw that cool little Iron Cat costume for an issue. But basically, this one is basically the assault. How did they get Doctor Strange out? Basically, Alchemax, of course, solves everything with their anti-venom suits. So she's got one for Black Cat. She needs to get another one for Doctor Strange to try to rescue him. And of course, she goes off and she gets to ride the Hobgoblin, but her compadre is Bats the dog. I think it's cool. It's Bats the dog. So she activates this thing, and it basically, the slurp sound should give you, an idea. But the next page is really, really cool. And this is where it shows her, completely encapsulated inside of the Venom symbiote. But it's an anti-Venom symbiote, and it's not even a real one. It's a chemical compound to act like it. So it has actually a limited shelf life. And you see that throughout the issue here. So she actually gets in. She's able to rescue Strange. She's able to get him out. They get him into the spider buggy, right? And just as she's getting in the spider buggy, you can see the suit just dissipating. But she did use it to get rid of a lot of Venom, a lot of symbiote stuff. So we do see a lot of quality in that suit, and possibly a return of it in the future. So make note of it. But at the same time, it's gone. It's already gone. But this issue does tend to want to deliver a little bit more. So we see him destroy the spider buggy, which I thought, according to Mr. Fantastic, couldn't happen. But these guys have found a way to make it happen by blowing the wheels off this thing. But they still landed, which is part of its design, I believe. But Bats the dog is looking for Doctor Strange to wake up so he can turn into the God of Magic and solve some problems. But he's still KO'd. So Felicia decides to give the lamp a little bit of a rub, and then boom, what do we have? We've got Felicia Hardy as the goddess of magic now. Oh. Let me just check out the chat here real quick and see what you guys think of this one, because this one is like some wild stuff. So yeah, this is hot on the way to the 2hem for some Ultra Spec. No, you don't. I'm trying to give you guys a little bit of stuff going on here, but this is some wild stuff we're seeing, isn't it? I guess now we need to see if Eddie will be replaced by Dylan or somebody else. Well, we'll see. High Republic has been in the works for years. They definitely got long-term plans. FOMO is not to be ignored. I agree with Red Brick. FOMO on the High Republic stuff is there, but there's collectors, and collectors make everything wonderful. Kate changes it if people figure it out. Black Knight pulls a Jaime Lannister, becomes King in Black. Well, that'd be wild, right? Hey, Thunder, thanks for joining us here this evening. To be replaced with a new mashed up character. You don't mind the spoilers? Well, hey, man, I'm glad you stuck around for the spoilers. So what I'm wondering is if they're going to do something like a second print variant on that Black Cat. So be on the lookout for that one. I know Manny the Comic Collector shouted out last Sunday about the Venom vs. Carnage second print. That is FOC'd for this coming Monday. So keep tabs on that one. Let's see what else we got here. We got, you like both covers. Maybe it's Hughes trying to be less pin-up, but the pose and the depth seem off to me. It's not one of Hughes' best, I don't think, either, but it's still a Hughes cover. But we'll see what happens long-term with the issue. Valkyrie's book, what they do with the Dead Sentry, obviously they're going to revive him. It's not the first time Sentry's been killed either. So we fell for it. The Black Cat and Iron Man suit. And now it happens again with an anti-venom suit. We got Cates twice. And yes, I don't know. Donny Cates writing Black Cat? That would be awesome. I don't think it was Cates, though. Cates like Oprah, mashed up characters all around. You guys are being pretty hard on Cates, but it is what it is. You guys are readers too. And any plan of the symbiote second print's coming? I have not heard of it yet, but we'll see it. We'll see it. And hey now, wait a second. So let's get back into this, guys. I got a few more things I want to share with you because, of course, we talk about the King in Black, and of course, in King in Black, we see some things happen. Thor shows up finally and makes his presence known. It's like, thanks, Thor. Where you been, buddy? We've been getting cranked on over here by this guy, and apparently you fought him before. Thor hits him so hard he knocks his jaw off, and that's wild, right? That's pretty crazy to see. And they're all fighting, and Tony Stark has got himself a symbiote with the Extremis in it, and he takes control of it, and he takes control of a Celestial, and he punches another Celestial, so it's wild times. And I want to point out that Surfer's not the Lord of Light. Surfer, because he is has the Surfer Black to him, is able to penetrate through Null's field. So, Lord of Light, still up for debate, but it's not Surfer. I can promise you that, because if you read the issue, I want to give a shout out to my IG buddy, Earl Periwinkle, who did point out that it's Surfer being able to penetrate through the wall set up there. So now we're into the fun part. And of course, you guys know that these are my new release picks, and I'm going to get a little bit I'm going to do a matrix inside of a matrix here for you. Dr. Afra Severin, number 1 in 25, the 1 in 25 Frisian variant, of course, as you know. Excellent pickup if you can find it. Get it, especially if you can nab it at a good price. And then, from what I'm hearing, that this is actually some good stuff going on in here story-wise, and the A and the B covers actually have more to do with the story and spec than the 1 in 20 or the 1 in 10 variant does. So you might want to be looking at those instead of the incentive. And then I did put the hues on here just because it's a 1 in 50 on Black Cat number 2. Who's ordering 50 copies of this thing unless somebody paid attention, saw that there was a 1 in 50 variant, and knew something big was going to go down. However, the matrix inside of the matrix, of course, you guys know I like this stuff. Pay attention to Doctor Strange 391, because that's the one where it's the first Bat's the dog. It's a Marvel Legacy book, so of course you know it has a lenticular. It has that A cover, so you need to be on the lookout for it to have the Marvel value stamp. It's also got that incentive variant there on the right-hand side. And then, of course, it's got that guy right there in the front. That's the lenticular swipe into a second printing cover with blue lettering. So you want to be on the lookout for all of those. And then in Doctor Strange 384, first God of Magic. So basically the whole transformation process that Felicia just went through happens here in these books. So I know that the 384 second print's doing well. If you can still find them, they're in bins, guys. I picked one up for right around cover price, so it's a good grab. Now, this one again, interesting read, because of course this is the A cover, and they're pushing hard on T'Challa, being the one. And of course, I didn't share the reading pages, but they do talk heavily about it. And here's what happens. They push back towards this variant, of course, where they're doing a double take on you guys. This is not going to be the variant to chase if T'Challa does end up being the Phoenix, which strong possibility, unless they do a double back to Moon Knight taking the Phoenix again, which would be pretty wild. But I want to point out something. Everybody knows about this Phoenix variant. This was only a couple of issues ago. However, this one's already selling for over 20. This is the Black Panther number 168 Phoenix variant. This was released the same time as Marvel Legacy books were, because Black Panther 166 was the lenticular book, and then this one was 2 months after that, or 2 issues after that. So this should give you a pretty good book to look for in the back issue bins. I had a couple on eBay, but they're around $20 shipped. So if you can find them for cover, that might be a good flip. So there you have it, guys. But you know what? There's another little segment I'm going to share with you guys here, because you guys know I like to talk about books that are cut off already. This is post-FOC stuff. So good stuff. The post-FOC thing is, there's books that you might have missed on FOC. I hope you didn't miss them. I hope you caught them, because what I see here, and this is the Ghost of Monday, everybody, the FOC review. Now, as bad looking as I think the 113 is, and I'm not trying to knock the artist, I just don't agree with the cover of the 1 in 10. The 1 in 10 on 114 does 100% redeem. And then I heard Mr. Lopez in the chat talking about this one. This one right here, the Rogue variant coming up. for Excalibur number 18, the Daughterman variant. I have a feeling this one's probably going to be a pretty good seller. So, yeah. So that one's just one of my, I like it a lot. And of course, this one too, probably going to be a really, really good book, being that they're going on second print. And I have a feeling, may hit multiple more printings after that. And then Image, of course, launching a new universe. And I want to point out, guys, there's a few story variants for this one as well. For Radiant Black number 1, but there is a 1 in 50 incentive variant. So remember, for every 50 copies a store does a store variant of, they are going to get one of these. So if they do a limited print run of 1,000 books, you can do that math. Now, I'm not saying that's to downplay the speculation value of this book. I'm just trying to let you know that the buy-in shouldn't be terribly large on a book that has sufficient copies at market. I know that tends to be overlooked by a lot of people trying to do a little bit of FOMO, and they think they're going to be missing out. So what do you guys think of the episode here tonight? Because that appears to be my final slide, and I want to hit the chat up here. I Walk with Monsters number 1, second print. So I guess these are some other stuff that you're FOCing. And there's probably some good stuff out there. I got a couple of the second print. Issue 2, cover B is creepy. And shout out to Wanted Comics. Are you kidding? That clown right there is probably going to give people nightmares. And from what I hear, issue 2 is going to be really, really good too. So I'm looking forward to what Wanted Comics has in store. And honestly, guys, I tried looking for some other things that would be worthy of any kind of other news that would cause kind of speculation-worthy news, and I didn't really see anything this week. So I'm actually saddened that I actually have a slide in here that I'm not able to use. But in other news, yeah. I'm going to be giving you guys a minute to get some chats together. I will respond to the chats. And as I do that, I want to remind you guys where to find me. Ultra Maximus over there on Facebook and Instagram. And of course, I had this all set up and I didn't run it. Shame on me. But since I'm over there on IG, go over there and give me a like, give me a follow on the old Twitter there too. And 300 plus subscribers. Want to give a shout out to the Spine Ticks crew for the shout out when I joined their live chat. They pushed me over 300 subscribers the other night. So I really appreciate that. And I do exclusive content on my own channel. I try to give you guys some goods over here as well, though, you know. So be sure to like and share this video. Be sure to leave a comment. Be sure to make sure you are subscribed to one and everybody else. And a massive thanks out to, of course, like I said, massive thanks out to Wanted Comics for their many different variants, including the High Republic variant. And next week, you're going to want to tune in because I'll be giving away a set of these. High Republic number 1s, cover A and cover B. Got a set. And of course, if you want a set, I don't know if there's actually any still left available, but you check them out over there at wantedcomics.com. And of course, you can find them on eBay with a stellar reputation as well. And then, of course, don't forget about the Flipside family of shows. And of course, there's some other shows on here that are not mentioned. I really, really am sorry I don't have your PNG file. I'm working on it. I want to give a special shout out to, of course, my buddy, my homie, Mighty Mel V over there. Be sure to come check us out Saturday night, 12:30. Well, Saturday morning, 12:30 a.m. And of course, as I stated before in chat, Mr. Herd S. Eric doing the logos for me. And then, of course, the soundtrack tonight brought to you in part by White Bat Audio. Please be sure to go over there and give them a subscription as well. So let's see, what do we got to finish off the night here? I got some comments. Let's see what we got. So I think the FOC has passed, but the High Republic 2 1 in 25 Witter variant is already selling triple digits. It is, and I do believe that one is. I don't know. We'll see if it's a big first appearance book, but I think that's why people are saying it's going crazy. Pardon me. Funko Fix Doggy. Strong, I guess, is what that is. Thanks, man. And so you sent me a good, clean Ultra Mashup graphic. Okay, yeah, man. I appreciate you, man. I really do. I really, really do. I'll be on the lookout for that. So, let's see. So that's good. Wanna Comics still has the trade for High Republic, so that's awesome. So that means next week, if you want to win that Virgin, you guys come back and check me out here, okay? And so what is with the talk or spec about what or who the God of Light will be in King in Black? Will that relate to the Web of Venom Wraith book? Seemed like God of Light was there. You know, Red Rick, we're all wondering, because with all the smoke and mirrors that we've got up, everybody's the God of Light. We'll see who the God of Light next week is. But I don't think God of Light is Surfer, because he would have to be completely reverse of what he is, you know, after the Silver Surfer Black series. So, wild stuff, man. But, guys, again, thanks for the likes. 45 left as of an hour ago. Cool. Appreciate that. And guys, again, I appreciate all of you checking out the presser. And don't forget to tune in next week, because there will be a new comic book day, which means there will be a presser. And I will see you guys then.